Good day, everyone. Meteorologist Robert Speta with you here today on the 5th of September 2011. And out here in the Western Pacific today, several areas on satellite imagery do kind of jump out at you. First, we have this area just off of eastern Honshu producing some rain showers this morning, but that's going to start to move off of the coast and away from Hokkaido here in the eastern portion of Honshu. Well, we have another invest area down here just off of eastern Luzon. That's bringing some rain showers as well today across that region. Does not look like it's going to develop into a significant tropical system, but those rain showers will continue to affect much of those already flooded areas from Nasa and Nalgae out here. But first, dive into the remnant of Nalgae moving across Vietnam, and not much left of this system that was once a potent Category 4 system with winds of 175 kilometers an hour. It didn't reach a minimum pressure of 935 HPA prior to landfall on the first near Isabella in Luzon. But for right now, though, a lot of this precipitation scattered off towards the south, still a little bit of inflow, but the center of circulation is actually located right in here. And good news, much of it has been rained out since this area is already very saturated across Indochina. And as we look at rainfall anomalies over the past 30 days, you actually can see here extending from Hanoi all the way over towards Vietnam here and Laos. You're seeing rainfall on a daily average above 15 millimeters a day. So that included into the storm, it really did make the risk for a high flood potential out there. But as of right now, have not seen any reports of deaths coming out of Vietnam from this particular system. But overall, there actually has been reports of over several dozen deaths out across that region due to the monsoonal rains that have been plaguing the area since the beginning of August. And that actually extends down to Cambodia and towards Thailand, where over 150 deaths combined since that date have been occurred down there just due to the flooding with the monsoonal rains. But looking at this imagery here and extending out towards Luzon here as well, you do see that area in blue, and that is one reason why we do have a risk of continued flooding here, just even with this little pocket of convection that's going to be moving on shore. But looking at the overall model consensus on this system, they all do pick up on something developing with this as it moves on shore, and that does look like it is the case. It's going to be a very, very weak tropical area of convection, more or less an easterly wave, but at this point does not look like it's going to actually develop into any tropical depression or anything like that, because it does not have enough time to develop before it starts to hit the coast of Luzon. Shown on the model consensus here, actually you do see that burst of convection moving onshore right in this region here by basically today and into tomorrow. You see all that moisture moving across Luzon. Well, that's going to bring the risk of flooding across this area. As we all know, that area is already saturated, and when rainfall falls on the ground that's already saturated out there, it's basically just going to want to run straight downhill. It's not going to soak into the ground, and that's where we see those risks of flash floodings. But we're going to continue to watch this area of convection, and as it moves onshore, it definitely is going to bring some flooding out there, and possibly even to the Metro Manila area, because if we go back to that satellite, you can see this large area of convection extends all the way from Visayas up towards just north of Isabela here and Casiguran, basically extending throughout that entire region, and it likely will affect here in the Metro Manila area. So just look for some rain showers today and into tomorrow as that moves onshore. But I want to take your attention out of the tropics here and up towards this area of convection and this overall westerly low, just the coast of Honshu. And here, just looking at KMA surface analysis, it is showing a lot of rain showers out here associated with this low, actually indicated here in green. That's the highlight of rain out there. If you aren't sure, actually the yellow over here across much of eastern China, that means fog. Well, that's actually associated with this strong area of high pressure that's going to be following behind us low, bringing a lot cooler temperatures, but also fairer weather with it. But if we look at radar imagery right now out of Japan, you still see those rain showers extending all the way here from the Bowen Islands up towards eastern Hokkaido, and much of the Japanese Alps also still seeing rain showers. But actually here in my location around the Kanto Plain, seeing a little bit of clearing here, still some cloudy skies, but overall looks like the system's going to be moving off towards the east. Now the low is going to spin up here over Hokkaido, but that one's going to be more dry than this one right now. But behind that, as already noted, it's going to be a nice area of high pressure, bringing much fairer weather across the region throughout the remainder of the week. Which, if we go back to this model outlook here from GFS, you actually do see that high pressure coming in, and that's what all this big blank area really throughout this entire area is kind of indicating. You have a little trough spinning up right in there. Sometimes models will spit that out, but overall, though, looks like much fair weather is going to be moving across this entire region, and that's going to bring in some clearer skies and much cooler temperatures. So a little relief from the heat. But that is all for right now, everybody. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, as usual, please post them in the comment box below. If you're watching us here on YouTube, you can also post at westernpacificweather.com, where we're continuing to provide daily updates out here. Weathercaster Pat actually just put out a recent video on the tropical storm Nalgae just prior to landfall there on Vietnam, and also just posted a recap video for Typhoon Ness. I know that happened over a little bit over a week ago, but I thought it warranted a look back on, since that did cause such a widespread amount of damage across the Philippines. And also I'll be putting out a recap video on Nalgae, so if you have any suggestions for those as well, please let me know. But hope you all have a great day and stay safe out there. Bye.